Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Sever7, and today we are checking out the Kersha Iridium Auto, and that's with the goal of seeing if it's worth adding to your collection or your daily carry. Now, this came to me from the Lefty Pass-Around group. I do not get to keep it. This was designed by Kersha in-house, and this was made in the USA. Pretty freaking sweet. So this is a pretty non-offensive design. I think they played it safe in pretty much every aspect they possibly could have. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, we have a strew of knives that are, overbuilt, complex, really busy to look at. So I don't have an issue with something coming in that's just a good American-made knife. So let's jump into it. So for starters, we've got smooth, textured aluminum, all blacked out. We have T8 for the pivot and T6 for everything else. We have a stamped steel deep carry pocket clip. And then we've got a gray titanium backspacer. It's about a half backspacer. And then we've got this kind of pointed in your face on the nose lanyard hole. Really wish we could have done anything other than just cram it out there. But I mean, that's okay. At least it's gray, so it kind of matches the blade aesthetic. Now, as far as the ergonomics go, pretty darn neutral. I mean, you have a spot for your pointer finger, and then everything else goes wherever the hell it wants to. I wear large size gloves, and I can choke back. I can choke forward. I can even hammer fist it, right? Plenty of room back here. As far as the overall feel, this thing feels incredibly light. Balancing, I'm going to say right about perfect, because that's exactly where you want your pointer finger to be. So that's going to give the perception that whatever the weight of this knife is, it's lighter because it's balanced. And that's just the benefit of having something that's, evenly distributed front and back. So that's always a nice little perk. The jimping is functional. It will actually lock you in. You can rely on it. So not too bad. Now, as far as the action goes, so unlike the ZT counterpart, this is not trying to rip your hand off. It still fires out, and it still has a good kick to it. Like, it feels good. It's not flopping out, right? It's a nice solid thwack, but this is an auto that you could hand to somebody, and as long as you just tell them, hey, you're going to push the button and the blade's going to fly open, then they're going to be, that's all the preparedness they need to be able to manipulate this. Now we push the button, and there's enough tension that if you're holding the button, the blade can pretty much go all the way out. So I can't quite remember why that's important. Somebody let me know down in the comments, but I know it's important that while you're depressing the button, that the blade can still pop open of its own volition. Just can't remember why that was a big deal. I just saw Metal Complex do it and it stuck with me, so I don't know. I'm not an expert on autos, although I would love to become one. So please, God, help me out in the comments. Nice satisfying click on the way down. Nice satisfying thwack on the way out. So the acoustics are on point. Now, overall length, we're coming in at 8 inches, so this is a full-size knife. Let's go ahead and put it up against the Real Steel Sylph. So the Sylph is getting dwarfed by about an inch. Let's put it up against the milled aluminum Civivi Brazen. Third best Civivi knife after the Visions. And that's coming in right at, I know it looks like the Brazen's a little bit shorter from your perspective, but in reality, they're neck and neck. Basically the exact same size. And let's do the ProTech TR3 Integrity. And that's coming in just a hair bigger. Like maybe an eighth of an inch. So really not a whole lot. So definitely not a massive knife, but at 8 inches, definitely a full size knife. Now, the blade length is 3.45 inches, giving us a blade to handle ratio of 0.75 or 75%, which is fantastic because the closer we are to 80, the better off we are. It starts to give us that 50-50 blade to handle ratio look. We're not quite there with this, but pretty close. Like 75 is not bad. And then overall weight is just 3 ounces. So 8-inch knife, 3 ounces overall. This thing, I mean, it feels like a long bug out, right? Like this thing feels like imperceptibly light, which I kind of enjoy because it's not like it disappears in your pocket. I mean, with how big it is, you know you have it on you, but it's just super lightweight and easy to manipulate. And anytime you compare, you know, more blade with easier to manipulate lightweight feel, add to that the fact that it's actually balanced. Yeah, this thing, well, it weighs 3 ounces, feels like 1.5. I think that's pretty fantastic. Now, how much does this bad boy run? Well, it's not cheap. It comes in at $224 on the Kershaw website. $224. But what we have to remember is that this is not Chinese Kershaw. This is American-made Kershaw. This is a USA-made automatic knife coming in at $224. Now, this thing still has a lot of competition at that price point, right? Namely from ProTech and some Boker Chavez collab with the Redencian, I believe. And, you know, so ProTech is going to hover a little bit higher than 224. They'll be a little bit closer to like, you know, 250, 270, things like that. But they're close enough that you could reasonably call them competition. So if you're just looking for the most affordable, name brand, American made, minimalist EDC knife, you're just at the lowest price point, this is going to be a top contender, right? But if you're looking for the most premium, you know, the most kick, the most overbuilt, then you've got other price tiers that you can venture into, you know, where you'll find like Microtech, the more premium ProTechs, Heretic, you know, and things like that, where they're going to kick harder, they're going to feel more premium, you know. Now, this guy is in Magna Cut, so it's certainly no slouch as far as the blade steel goes. And the blade is plenty utilitarian. Since it's got that dagger shape to it, it's going to be really pokey, but you still have plenty of cutting belly. So it would be easy enough to, you know, do your draw cuts, your utility cuts, but then also have enough belly for opening packages, cutting through boxes and stuff like that. So overall, this is a solid knife for a solid price. For me, this would absolutely be a user, not a collection piece. And I feel like at this price point, for American made, you know, and even the aesthetic of it, right? They have what they call their working finish, which is essentially just like a stonewash finish, you know, and it's all blacked out. So like you don't feel like you're ruining anything by using this, right? Like this knife is kind of tells you up front, hey, I'm built to be used. and there's nothing wrong with that. So for me, yeah, this would absolutely be an easy, light, everyday carry that has good action, good functionality. And at $224, I mean, you know, for me, it's kind of a no-brainer. I think this is an excellent knife for that price point and what you're getting as far as materials, build quality, fit and finish, you know, and American made. I mean, it just overall a simple but solid offering from Kershaw. I do think it's interesting that this isn't part of their launch series. This is just the Iridium Auto. So I don't know what the lore behind that is, because it doesn't have a number associated. It's not like launch 22 or, you know, anything like that. But otherwise, nothing special, nothing crazy, but for the price, solid offering. So if you like this kind of content, please hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe. And let me know down in the comments, what are your thoughts on this? Is it too basic? Did they play it too safe? Or do you think you've got a really good balance of, you know, hard user, you know, American made kind of price point? But yeah, that's all I've got, guys. I appreciate it so much. If you want to support the channel, I've got a few ways to do that down in the description. And as always, thank you for your support. Thank you for everything you guys do. It means the world to me. I love the engagement, the interaction. I love getting to talk to you guys in the comments. So I have 0 comments that have gone unanswered in some way, shape, or form. Every comment that's ever hit my channel has either been liked and hearted or responded to directly. So like if I go and I filter my comments through, you know, unresponded to, nothing pops up. Every comment I've gotten since the dawn of my channel has been responded to. And I plan to continue that for as long as this channel goes. So by all means, please keep interacting, keep sharing your knowledge, and keep giving me feedback. Love you guys. Appreciate you very much. And until the next time, peace.